Located within Staffordshire, England, Alton Towers is a popular theme park well known for some of its amazing roller coasters such as the Smiler, Nemesis and Wicker Man. But what will the park be seeing within the next few years? What could the future hold for Alton Towers? Here's my opinion. So I think it's probably best to kick this video off with next season, which is 2020, and I think this will be the year where we finally see a thrilling flat ride of some description. And this could be anything, but if I were to choose, I think a Top Scan by Mondale would be a pretty good fit for Towers' lineup, as they don't really have a thrilling flat ride. So with that all being said, I reckon a Mondale Top Scan could really fit in with the park's lineup. Another option which I reckon could fit in really well is something similar to Harley Quinn Spin Sanity at Six Flags Over Texas, as it's something quite new and unique, and not that many parks have one of these rides. I don't actually know the name of these, so one of them could really fit well at Towers. But who knows, as literally any option is possible. If one of these flat rides were to be built, I could see it fitting in one of two places. I think the most likely option will be the old Ripsaw area in Forbidden Valley, which is currently taken up by some sort of HP leisure thing, so it wouldn't be too much of a loss. Or I guess another option would be the area in X Sector where Submission used to be, as the old space is pretty big and you could easily fit in a decent flat. With the recent hotels and how often Alton Towers are getting them, I won't be surprised if 2021 will be the year where we see another hotel. Now I will admit I'm not sure what it will be themed towards or where it will be, but basing this video on recent years, a new hotel is almost guaranteed. Along with this hotel, I think there's a very small chance, but I think there's still a chance of us receiving another flat ride in Dark Forest. I am aware that this may seem very unlikely, but with the cost of flat rides combined with how much space Towers has, a flat ride is definitely a possibility. Now, I reckon that this one will be another thrill ride, and as said earlier, there's quite a few options, but I could see one of two options working the best. First one being an ABC tilt tower, which is basically a small drop tower that sways side to side, which should provide that family thrill level that Alton Towers are known for, and it should draw more people to the Dark Forest area. Alternatively, something else like Soaring Timbers at Canada's Wonderland could work pretty well, as they don't have many thrill rides similar to it, but seeing how they supposedly opened a thrilling flat in 2020, this doesn't seem too likely. This is a bit of a stretch, but I think 2022 will be when we finally see land clearing for SW9, the park's next major roller coaster. Now there's many areas where a coaster could go, however I think the most likely option would be Cloud Cuckoo Land. And to a lot of people this seems like a really weird choice, as they could just easily revive the area with a re-theme, but when you have CBeebies Land in the same park, which appeals to a very similar demographic, there's almost no need to keep the area in its current state. And that's why I think a new coaster would suit their best. Along with that, the area is quite big, so you could fit in something that's quite impressive. Saying that, there are probably other areas in the park where a coaster would fit in better, but I think Cloud Cuckoo Land seems like the most likely option. Along with this land clearing, I think we will also see some minor refurbishments throughout the park, as well as a Shark Bait Reef expansion that's been rumoured for quite some time. In a similar way to 2022, I think 2023 will be more of a quiet year as they're constructing SW9. But with that all being said, I think we'll still see something, and I reckon that something will be a new show or ride for CBeebies Land. And I'm saying this because the area wouldn't have seen a new attraction since 2019, which, well, this is an estimate anyway, and seeing how a lot of kids rides would have been removed from Cloud Cuckoo Land, I imagine Towers will want a good family ride and a new show to replace these. Now, I'm not sure on what this show or ride will be themed towards, and I'm not going to go into that, but in terms of rides, I reckon something like a Crazy Barn, Zamperla Crazy Bus, or even a driving school to replace the Cloud Cuckoo Land one could fit in really well somewhere. Along with the new kids rides and show, I'm sure we'll see some other smaller things like scattered around the park, maybe a restaurant or something along the lines of that, but I don't really expect 2023 to be too big of a year. So, as you've kind of guessed from my previous predictions, I think 2024 will be when we finally see the opening of SW9 in the location of Cloud Cuckoo Land. Now, this coaster could be anything. It could be something we're already used to, or it could be something completely new and different, so it's hard to tell what it will be, but I'm just going to go over a frick ton of options which I think could fit in quite well. Some things I think could fit in quite well, I mean, just my opinion, include a B&M wing coaster as a launch, so we're talking Thunderbird at Holiday Park or whatever, just something along the lines of that. And seeing how the flume was removed, another option could be a Mack water coaster on par with the likes of Poseidon at Europa Park, so well themed, you get pretty stoked on it. I think that would work pretty well. An unlikely option which I think could still work pretty well is a compact Mack multi-launch with a layout like Copperhead Strike that follows the terrain similarly to Helix, so we're talking intense transitions, good theming, you know what I mean. So I think that would work out pretty well, but that's just my stupid opinion, and I don't think it's the most likely option. But the final option, and I think the most likely one, which a few people have been saying, is an Intamin Blitz on par with Maverick or Taron. Now, I do feel that this ride model has the most potential out of all of these, and that's because towers have a launch coaster, but what they don't have is a coaster that only focuses on strong laterals and snappy transitions, so this could be a perfect fit, and if they can theme it like they did Wickerman, it will definitely be amazing. And also, if they can make it weave through the terrain and buildings like Taron or Nemesis, it could be the best ride there. But I will admit, I'm going on a tangent here, so I won't drag on any further. But yeah, Intamin Blitz could fit in quite well, who the frick knows. Thank you everyone so much for watching this video, and if you couldn't guess, this video is based on my opinion, so please respect it. And if there's anything that I missed out that you'd want to see over the next few years, don't be afraid to put in the comments. I read most of the comments. So yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for understanding my opinion, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Yeehaw! Thank you for 700 subs as well.